I've done this game with people before where I'm like, oh, if you could die and come back as another sign, what would you be? And maybe that's a fun game to do with you guys. Drop in the comment section what you would be. And I remember one time I said a Pisces, and somebody who was a Pisces was like, you guys don't understand how hard it is to be a Pisces. And I was thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure Pisces would not want to trade place with Scorpio or Capricorn. I'm pretty sure of that. Like, yeah, is it draining? Yes, but I don't think Pisces can handle any of the stuff Scorpio goes through on a day-to-day basis. I do not think so. Pisces is not built for that life. Pisces is not built for the life that Capricorn lives. They would literally die on day one. Yeah, because they're way too fragile. They're way too sensitive about their environment. Like, if you if you really knew what these two signs like really go through, yeah, I don't think you would I don't think that you would like complain so much about your plight. And that's not to say Pisces doesn't have it hard. My point was everybody has it hard, but luckily God gives us just the things that we need to be able to make it through our journey. So when we come here, we agree to our journey. That is what I believe. That it's like a contract, it's a mission. We're all on an assignment. So we took our assignment, we agreed to our assignment, and we were given tools to be able to do the assignment correctly. So somebody who was born into a Pisces sun role is going to have very different tools than somebody that was born into a Capricorn sun. And the situations that Pisces sun goes through are going to be to help Pisces come closer to who they're supposed to be. So therefore, the skills that they were given are exactly the skills that they need to be able to be successful. So I say all of that to say life gives us what we need. So these comparisons aren't always helpful because we have different journeys. Like, even though we're all together, everybody's here working on their own thing. And we're not all on the same journey. We're not all here to learn the same lessons. Therefore, we're not all going to have the same experiences. And just as much as, Pisces does not need grit, and determination to survive in that way, Aquarius may not need, that level of emotional vulnerability to be effective at what they're here to do. So, you know what I mean? Like, you have to take it within the context of that journey, and everybody's journey is unique to them and what they're here to learn on this round. So that was that. Good question. So somebody said, how do you know if you're a moon or rising? So moon and rising aren't things that you are, they are placements in astrology. So in astrology, there are different categories of your chart that speak to different parts of your personality. So your moon sign speaks to the emotional part of your personality. It speaks specifically to your emotional well-being, your ability to receive information emotionally, to process information emotionally, and your ability to make space, within yourself, within your heart, for your feelings and the feelings of other people. So that is what your moon sign is about. It's also connected to your mother because the mother is about the feminine. Your moon sign is all about feminine energy. It's about the emotional state that your mother was in while she was carrying you. So whatever she went through is going to be reflected in like what kind of energies that you had as you were growing inside of her belly. So that is your moon sign, and we can go deeper into that some other time. But your rising sign is more about like your personality. It's more about how other people see you. So as an example, you could be a Pisces, since I talked about Pisces earlier. You could be a Pisces, but if you happen to have your rising sign as Sagittarius, as an example, when people see you, they will think of you as being Sagittarius because that is the energy that you lead with. And your rising sign is actually the most important placement in your astrology chart because it colors all the other houses. And the rising sign is essentially like the energy that you consented, that you agreed, that you chose to be leading with as you make your way through all of the different chapters of your life. So your ascendant is also called your rising sign, and your descendant is going to be the opposite of your rising sign. So everybody has a rising sign and a moon sign. When you do your natal chart reading, it will go over all of these different placements for you. But your Libra sun is just that. That's your sun sign that rules more of your ego. So a lot of times when we're having issues with other personalities, it's usually because of our ego. It's not because of other things. Usually it starts with ego because ego is where insecurities goes to hide. So your your sun sign doesn't really like say as much as some of these other placements, except like what kind of ego driven responses are you going to have when you feel insecure or when you feel threatened. I can tell that by your sun sign. But outside of that, it doesn't really tell me a whole lot. So a full natal chart would be the best way to understand that a little bit better. You know, what are my thoughts on Scorpio moon with Libra rising? The first thing that jumps out is control issues, but beautiful, charming, somebody that can like talk their way in and out of every situation, super manipulative. You can use that however you want, for good or for evil, but the tool is there. But also very persuasive. So that's the other side of manipulation, right? There's, you know, an element of persuasion there, which isn't necessarily bad. What else? Someone that's very secretive. Someone that probably doesn't have a lot of friends, even though a lot of people are attracted to them. What else? Someone that struggles with being themselves. Someone that struggles with telling themselves the truth and telling other people the truth about what they think, what they feel, who they are. Someone that really struggles with connecting with their feelings and being like honest about them. Yeah, someone that has attachment issues, abandonment issues. Someone who has a complicated relationship with their parents. Usually there's some trauma there in childhood with one parent. Someone that likes music and art and beautiful things, and someone that likes to look good. They don't just like to leave the house any kind of way. So that is what I would say about that. Let's see, next question. Somebody says their birth chart is depressing. Girl, who you telling? Mine is too. You think like being called to be somebody that is a healer is a fun birth chart? No, it's not. I mean, I love what I do, don't get me wrong, but honestly, if I wasn't doing this, I don't know what else I would do. This is like what I'm born to do. This is what I'm good at. Like, I have a powerful ability to be able to like hear the things people are not saying. So people often tell me things they've never told other people. Do you think that when I say that, what do you imagine? Do you think people tell me, hey, I won the lottery? No, they don't bring me pleasant things. No, they bring me dark things that they have never shared with other people. They bring me things that have scarred them, things that have traumatized them. That happens to me all the time. And that's probably why I became a therapist. Because people feel my energy and they know it's kind and they like the vibe and they trust and they feel good and they're like, let me tell you. And I'm like, sure, tell me. And they can tell it's going to stay with me when they tell me. So is that easy? No, it's not. Because I don't like to hear, you know, intense things all the time. But I'm built for it. And I'm good at it. So my point is, everything is depressing if you look at it from the negative. The negative is I have to now be somebody who is excellent at taking care of my own mental health because I am a caring person. You know, I really feel with my heart when people are suffering and they're telling me their stories of suffering. Like, I physically feel it in my heart, in my body. So because of that, I have to be somebody that is good at taking care of myself. Because I can't possibly survive if all I do is make myself available. Oh, look at the crown. Very cool. Thank you for the headpiece. Like, the garland headpiece. It was beautiful. I cater to haters. Thank you. Yeah, I can't possibly be somebody that is emotionally available to people and not take care of myself. It's not going to work. I'm either going to be faking it because I'm like emotionally disconnected from them, which I don't like to do. Because I like being genuine in my interactions, or I'm gonna be like burned out, you know, like most people who work in mental health or healthcare are, whether we're talking about nurses or therapists or whatever, you know what I mean? So the point of the story is that's the draining part. That's the part where I go, oh, this is a heavy thing to carry. And then the flip side is I get to have that moment with people. Like, we get to have something special in that moment that they've never had with another human being on this earth. Like, how magical is that? That you just needed to get this thing off your chest. And I was just right there. And we got to have this moment. And even if it never happens ever again, like, we had it. Like, that's top tier stuff. That's like the stuff that's a gem, that's a diamond, that's a diamond moment out of life, that you get to be that person. So I say all of that to say nothing in life is perfect. Like, everything has its flip side. Being the helper means that you don't get the happy stories, but you get to help, and you get to be the one that's there when it hurts, and that is special, because most people hide their hurt. They even hide it from themselves sometimes. So if somebody finds the courage to share their hurt with you, that's huge, because most people don't really trust people like that to like be opening up their heart. So yeah, you know, some birth charts are going to be heavier than others. My birth chart is totally heavy. When I look at my chart, like through Vedic astrology, I think that chart actually makes more sense to me than my tropical chart, you know, because it's all like Pluto, it's all Mars, and it's all Saturn. It's all heavy energy. You know, I do get some Jupiter as well, but it's not like most of it, you know. So it's really like about finding that balance. Like, there's always going to be like, and I know I'm a karmic. That's the other thing. Like, I know I came into this experience as a karmic. So I'm a karmic for a lot of people. You know, I create tower moments in people's lives. You know, when people encounter me, something in their life is about to change. It's either they're gonna willingly come, or they're gonna hate me because they don't want to do it. But whatever it is, I am going to leave an impression on them, because that's who I am. I'm a karmic. That's what I'm here to do. So that's my chart. It's not like yay, just fun times, you know. But I enjoy it. Like, I lean into my role. I love it here, and I love the ability to like balance out this karma and like not allow that to just like wear me out, like not see the blessing in it, I guess, you know. Like, so try to look for the blessing in your chart is my point. There's always something good in it. You're here for a reason, so your chart is going to be in harmony with that reason.